Hi guys, so today saw the release of the version 1.03 patch for the PlayStation 4 and the 1.01 patch for the PC version of TT Isle of Man Wired on the Edge. So we thought we'd jump on, have a quick look at the title just to see some of the changes for ourselves. So I guess the biggest change is perhaps the improvements to the rider animation. So you can see me here riding from the chase cam, which I wouldn't normally do. I do find it particularly difficult using the chase cam in bike games. That's why I tend to stick with the first person view. But I've got to say, early impressions looking good, isn't it? There's less sort of shakiness going on with the rider animation when they do sort of lean into the turns, so it's good to see. Good to see little improvements here and there. Of course there are a number of other bug fixes in the update, so you can imagine plenty of very minor fixes as well as some of the bigger fixes such as crashes in the career modes. There was some engine sound bugs as well that's been rectified, so it's good to see as we take the lead here. One of 2 laps, so a short race here. And in the PC version actually the AI, pretty much the AI difficulty has been turned up. It's through the turns, the speed I guess or the skill of the AI riders has been turned up, so it'd be interesting to see how that is compared to the original PC version. But this is the PlayStation 4 version, running on the standard PlayStation 4. You can see very cloudy, very foggy environment here. This is of course the Tyrone fictional track. On the brakes then, looking to make the overtake on the lead rider on the inside, having a little look, but opting to not opting to go for it that time, just going to buy my time. Oh, a bit of contact there, so coming around this sweeping turn. Tricky sections these coming up. These right-handers make a bit of contact there with the fence. You can see the AI rider almost getting through there, but another one of the areas that they've fixed is they said that the AI riders now will be less likely to collide with other riders. Not necessarily something I've found so far with this update, so do let us know in the comments how you are getting on with it and what you feel is different. Come around this last portion to finish the race, so we're going to move on to the next track. Okay, so this is the Old Blair Forest track, another fictional track in Isle of Man TT, right on the edge. So yeah, so far I've found the AI still to be pretty aggressive. In some cases it almost seems like they're more aggressive than prior to the patch, so I've just let the AI go through here because I was in first place, just to see the behaviour of the AI. Always a tricky turn that, to get them all through cleanly, but they are all through cleanly, which is good to see. This is actually on the medium setting of the AI. You will see a couple of riders there going wide, so it does seem as if they are quite aggressive still. Very tight turn this, really tricky stuff. 20 miles per hour, you can see just how clumsy the bikes are sometimes around these really tight turns. It is one of the weaknesses of this game, that the very low speed turns can feel a bit cumbersome. Making my way through the pack then. Little look on the inside here. So I find on medium setting the AI is sometimes slow through turns and sometimes quicker through other turns. So I guess it all depends on the track, and even sort of differs between AI riders. You find that you have riders at the front of the pack. You can see there 1 or 2 riders at the front there, which are sort of really making a good gap at the front, whereas the others are sort of more in the midfield, holding back a bit, not as quick. So there is quite a lot of difference I find with this title. So making the overtake on the inside nice and easily, but you can still hear the AI behind me, so having a look there. So yeah, through he goes, and again look at that. So that's the real sort of aggression there. You can see him leaning into me and actually pushing me off the bike there into the wall. So for a patch that says it's less likely that the riders will crash into you, I was taken back by a few of these moments where the AI did seem super aggressive still. Okay, so this is the final track we're going to have a look at. It's the Milford Street Circuit, one of my favourites actually in the game. Very short fictional track this. The AI is set again to medium, so I have won this race on the hardest setting before, so thought it was a good track just to have a look at, just to see how the AI behaves. And I have to say, I was actually surprised just how much of a challenge this was. I was expecting to really get past the field pretty quickly, and you know, for them not to pose much of a challenge. But although I did get through the back markers pretty quickly, as you can see, I found that the first first couple of riders did give me some challenge, particularly the lead rider. So it was good to see. So it does seem as though, you know, the improvements have been made to the AI in some areas, but they do feel a little bit, you know, they still feel like they need tweaking in other areas. For example, at times they can be a little bit over aggressive. At times they can be pretty slow around some turns on some of the courses. So although there are some improvements that have been made, I still feel that they need some way to go before they have, you know, a decent AI simulation. Of course, it's notoriously hard though for developers to create AI that's going to be realistic, so it's always going to be an incredible challenge. Okay, so having a little look on the outside here, but perhaps not enough room there, but I didn't quite expect the AI to swing as wide as it did, but perhaps that was my fault, so we will ignore that. Just making my way through the field. I do find the AI is pretty slow around that particular turn, that left-hander previously. Again, a little bit of contact there, so it is difficult to avoid the riders when they are going a little bit slow. This is on the medium difficulty, so I guess it is to be expected. But early impressions so far from the updates, it seems like there have been some improvements made to the AI, but as I said, you know, it still needs some more tweaking, particularly through the low speeds turns. I find that some of the riders can be very slow. But anyway, we're going to leave it there for a quick look at the version 103 update running on the PlayStation 4 for TT Isle of Man. That's it for now. We'll have some more on TT Isle of Man coming up very shortly. Thanks for watching.